Is there a specific situation, either in your business or a client's business, that you'd like to share with the audience?
Sure, I'm happy to. You know, as I mentioned, anything that feels like conflict often causes us problems. And one of those things is either raising your prices or changing your structure of how you price. And a lot of us, especially if we're experts, have grown up and built our careers on an hourly billing model. It's what we learned. And we have this false sense of security that if we're billing hourly, we're being compensated for our time. And my belief is you're not selling your time, you're selling your expertise, and you're selling your wisdom, and you're selling your methods. So you know that the service you provide is transformational for your clients. And that's what needs to be communicated. So when I'm working with clients to help them first change their mindset around how they feel about money, how they interact with money, and understanding that it does not have to feel like conflict. So, for example, I worked with a client, her name is Terry. We worked together for about 3 years, and I kept talking about it had been over 6 years since she had raised prices,
Wow.
and she owns a corporate training company and has huge companies as her clients all over the world. And as we talked more about it, and she kept expressing how uncomfortable she was to raise her prices or change the structure, it took some time for her to get comfortable with that, for her to shift how she was thinking. But the turning point came when I did a cash flow analysis for her. I did a forecast, and I showed her that in the next year, if we kept everything the way it was, she would have a break even year. And she was bringing in a lot of revenue, but her expenses were high as well. She had a lot of staff. So when I showed that to her, she was shocked. And she said, "We are working way too hard to have a break even year."
Right.
And I pointed out to her that the simplest, most seamless response to that situation is to raise her prices.
And she had a stellar year, right?
She did. She had a stellar year. Her company had been in business for, at that point, almost 40 years because her father had started the company. And that was her most profitable year in business in 40 years.